Hi, everyone. Welcome to my live, yet another live in my 30 day You Power challenge here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. If you're not following me over on Instagram or Facebook, then that is where I'm going to be uploading some of the days of this challenge. If you don't know, I am on a 30-day challenge to share a little bit more about me and my story. And who am I? I am Stephanie, and I love to post content about self care and hair, natural hair, and fashion, and all that, and beauty. So, if you like that kind of content, please don't hesitate to subscribe to my channel and share my channel with someone you think it may help. So, like I said, I love to post topics and content about self care and self love, especially for Black women, because oftentimes, as a Black woman, we wear many hats. We are looked at as being strong and we can handle it all. But we also internalize those feelings as well because society says that we are strong and we're supposed to be strong and we're supposed to be able to handle all of whatever comes our way, and we internalize it. Therefore, we neglect us. We neglect to care for our own beings and pour into ourselves. So that's why I'm going to talk about this topic today. And it's a great day to talk about it because today is World Mental Health Awareness Day. And this is so fitting. This topic is so fitting for today. And it just kind of happened on accident or a coincidence that I'm going to be talking about self care for Black women on today. So God makes no mistakes. But anywho, I am going to go ahead into the topic. And if you are watching on the replay or watching live, feel free to leave your name and where you're from in the comments so I can just kind of get to know where people are from and where you're watching from. So, hey, Brooke, how are you? I'm so excited you're able to make it today on this live. So let me just get started. Again, like I said before, Black women, we often neglect our self care. And so for me, what happens is when I start to neglect me and my self care, I burn out. And recently, I had a small case of the blues, is what I like to call it. Just kind of feeling down for no apparent reason. I had tons of stuff going on in my life, overwhelmed, a little stressed, and stress doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. There is a such thing as good stress too. And I think that a lot of times we forget about that too. So when good things are going on in life, that can also cause a little stress. And so, not all bad things were happening. I was overwhelmed and just stressed out, like I said. And so I found myself just a little sad, and I didn't have anything to be sad about. Things were going good. And so I noticed that I had neglected a lot of my self care, just kind of pouring into me. And I think that happens a lot of times. And I think that we tell ourselves that we don't have time. I think that's one of our biggest resistance with taking care of ourselves and self-care is we don't have time. I don't have time to sit down and paint my nails. I don't have time to sit in a bathtub and soak for a little bit. I don't have time to get my hair done or my nails done. I don't have time to read this book that I've been wanting to read for so long. I don't have time to work out. I just don't have time. But in reality, I feel like we do have the time because we can make time. We just have to prioritize that time. But I think in reality, a lot of times we feel guilty with not doing all things at once. We always in this hustle mindset, right? We always want to be doing stuff. We want to hustle, hustle, hustle. But at the same time, we all always often neglect ourselves. We want to take care of our families. We want to have booming careers and businesses. We want to take care of the household and other family obligations, but we oftentimes neglect what we want as women. So we wear so many hats. And so the biggest thing that we try to tell ourselves is that we don't have time, but reality, we are afraid of, being looked at as lazy, or we have to have this hustle. Now, hustle is great. I think it's a wonderful thing. We all should work hard and hustle for what we want, but at the same time, we have to make time for self-care. We have to make time to pour into ourselves. And so instead of thinking, I don't have time, or instead of having this mindset of, I can take care of that later, then come approach it in the mindset of, what will happen if I don't take care of me? What would happen if I don't put myself first? And putting yourself first is not selfish. I think that's a I mean, it's a if you say it like that in a selfish statement, um, it sounds selfish, but it's really not. Self care is not selfish. Is literally taking time for yourself, putting yourself first, and getting taking care of the needs of yourself so that you can pour into others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. And I think I posted a post. I think it was yesterday, and it read, "We cannot flourish if we don't nourish." If we don't nourish, we can't flourish. And I thought that was so true, because if we do not take care of our emotional, mental, physical needs, then we will never be the person, the woman who we are called to be, to show up every day for ourselves, and to show up for others, for our family, for our friends, and for work. I can't go to work and perform at the greatest level that I can perform if I'm not putting the time in to personally develop my skills and my confidence in what I do. I can't personally develop into the woman that God has called me to be if I don't put in that time to read the word and pray. I can't develop into a great wife, like God's called me to be, if I don't spend time with my husband, or I don't personally develop the things or heal the things that's within me that may be causing some trauma in my marriage. So things around us will not flourish if we don't put the time in to build up and develop our personal needs and wants. So just think about what you will be losing if you do not put the time and effort into your self-care, because I believe that self-care is the number one way to build self-love. I feel like self-care is the behaviors that ultimately build self-love. So when we find ourselves not loving ourselves, and just feeling down about ourselves, we have to ask ourselves, well, are we taking that time to actually put in the work that we need to change our negative thinking, to change our bad eating habits, and to change the way that we look? If we don't feel that we look good, are we putting that effort into getting up every day, getting dressed? Are we putting that effort into reading the word and praying? If we don't feel spiritually full. So I just want us to think about, what are we losing if we don't prioritize our self-care? Oh, hey, Melissa, how are you? Yes, I'm telling you, like, self-care is so important. I think that a lot of times, again, we feel like we don't have time to, or we say to ourselves we don't have time, but actually we do have time. It's just all about prioritizing. And I think that self care needs to be a daily activity. Something that, I mean, it doesn't have to be you soaking in the tub for 30 minutes or an hour a day. It can be something as a quick prayer in the morning, or a quick daily devotional, or just, repainting your nails, or just doing your hair, or doing something different, something that fills you up and makes you feel good. And so that you can ultimately show up and be the best version of you that you can be. So that is all I have for today. I just wanted to come in and pop in, and I hope this has encouraged someone. Again, I am constantly working on trying to build a solid self-care routine. It's very important. Every day I'm trying to do something that makes me happy. I love to have coffee in the morning. That's just something that I love. I love to sit and just look out the window and think and have my cup of coffee. That might seem small, but to me, it just gets me prepared for the day when I'm just still and I get to just be with my thoughts for a little while. Thank you. Yes, we all need a quick little reminder of self care and just kind of taking care of us because we are important too. Just like we like to take care of everybody else around us. We are important. We are important factor in our family unit. So I have a question for you all. Think of some ways, or what are some ways you can factor in self care? Excuse me, in your everyday life. Think of some ways, or think of some ways that you can prioritize self care. And if you do, how do you do it, or what is your favorite self care activity that you like to do? Sure, you're welcome, Brooke. Thanks for joining. So you can just put that in the comments, or you can just kind of think about it on your own. Writing, yes. Journaling is a great self-care activity. I love to journal. I have so many journals. I just love it. I love to it's just so peaceful, and you get to kind of get all your thoughts out on paper. I feel like I'm a better writer than I am a speaker. So journaling is a great way for me. I love to do that. Yes, I have so many journals. It's crazy. And I don't know, I think I'm a sucker for like the really cute, pretty ones. I just love them. I start my day with self care every day. That is great and so important because it just sets the tone for the whole day. Trying to do my nails more often as self care. Yes, that's a great self care activity. I like to do my nails too, but again, is whether you're doing it yourself. I like to just go get them done because when I do them, they just don't turn out right. So, and then they just don't last long. So I like to get them done myself, but like I still have nail polishes that I do every once in a while, but love that activity. That's like one of my favorites. And I think that's what a lot of people think self care is, which it is, but I think that's what they only think of when you think about self care. But self care is can be a ton of things, like you said, journaling, um, getting your hair done, or doing a hobby that makes you feel good. Like YouTube, for me, has been an outlet, and so I look at that as a form of self care as well because it allows me to be open and just kind of be creative. So, but yeah, thanks for sharing, ladies. Thanks for joining too. And I think that's it for me. Thanks so much for joining. If you are watching this on the replay, Melissa said, resetting my house on Saturday so it can be clean for a new. Yes, I love that. I need to do that more often because I feel like that's what weekends are for. Not the whole weekend though. Let me take that back because I don't want to be doing cleaning up all my weekend. But Saturday, like if I get up really early on Saturday and do that, I feel like I will feel so much better. But that's really smart that you do that so that your week can just go by smooth. You don't have to worry about doing too much during the week because if you have children, I don't have children, but I can only imagine if you're working, you have kids and other things going on. It's kind of hard to, you know, cook and clean and do all that during the week, but that's pretty cool. So yes, if you are watching this on the replay, go ahead and let me know what um, what you can do, or what are some ways you can factor in self care if you don't already do it on a daily. So put that down below. And if you do, what are some of your favorite self care activities? I would love to know that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye.